Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
A cabinet minister is coming under pressure to resign after the collapse of a rape trial and what he knew about it at the time. The Welsh Secretary Alan Cairns says he didn't know about the part one of his aides played in the trial until last week, but the BBC has learned he was emailed about it last summer. Our Wales political editor, Felicity Evans, is in Cardiff. Felicity, I was looking at the background to this story. It's very complex. So just talk us through the background, please.
Certainly, George, yes. In April last year, Ross England, a former aide to the Welsh Secretary Alan Cairns, gave evidence in a rape trial. Now, as a result of his testimony, the judge accused him of deliberately sabotaging that trial and threw him out of court. 8 months later, in December last year, the Welsh Conservatives selected him to be a candidate in the Welsh Assembly elections in 2021. And at that time, he was endorsed by Alan Cairns as a friend and colleague. Now, when Ross England's role in the collapse of the rape trial came to light, the party suspended him, and Mr Cairns said that he'd become aware of the collapse of the trial some considerable time afterwards and had no knowledge of the role of Ross England. But it turns out that Mr Cairns was sent an email by his special advisor in August of last year. That email says, "I have spoken to Ross and he is confident no action will be taken by the court." Now, the Conservative Party said today that there's no new information in this leaked document and they say it's consistent with statements made. But the victim wants Mr Cairns to step down, and in the middle of a general election campaign, Alan Cairns is now under renewed pressure to clarify exactly what he knew about this and when he knew it.
Felicity, thank you very much.
Labour, Plaid Cymru and a rape victim have called for the Welsh Secretary Alan Cairns to resign and withdraw as an election candidate. Mr Cairns endorsed Ross England, seen here on the right, as a candidate in the next Welsh Assembly elections. Mr England was suspended by the Conservatives last month after a Crown Court judge accused him of deliberately sabotaging a rape trial. Alan Cairns claimed not to have been aware of the claims against Mr England when he endorsed his candidacy. But the BBC today reported that Mr Cairns was emailed about the events in court before he endorsed Mr England. The rape victim from the trial also told the BBC that Mr Cairns should now quit. The Welsh Conservatives say they're carrying out a full investigation, but that the leaked document contains no new information and is consistent with statements made. A Labour candidate has apologised after a tweet came to light where she said she would celebrate the deaths of certain world leaders. In a tweet posted in 2015, Zara Sultana, who is the party's general election candidate for Coventry South, suggested she would celebrate when Tony Blair, Benjamin Netanyahu and George Bush die. 26-year-old Sultana has since said she apologises, saying the tweet was posted out of frustration and she does not support violence.